Well, it looks like it's that time of season again. A season of instability and, as CNN would put it, mostly peaceful type of demonstrations, as the political divide couldn't be any bigger right now, as Alex Jones, radio, TV, talk show host, commentator that jars are made of to remind us how many times he is right, is warning us about false flag type of events in a very detailed, interesting interview with Michael Flynn, former national security advisor, with some very not so interesting things. We're going to be talking about this specifically with all the latest events unfolding around the world right now that are creating a little bit of a panic, especially when it comes to calling in all of the top brass of the military that we're finding out right now. It won't just be the Secretary of War that's addressing them, as right now there are multiple alleged UAP, UFO drone incursions all throughout Europe, as some people are saying the real invasion might come from Venezuela. We're going to be getting into that and a lot more all here on this independent media organization, as of course there's so much news to get into. We're going to be doing our best to get into all of it. Now, I think the biggest news within this week is the fact that the top brass of the U.S. military, hundreds of generals, admirals, are going to be meeting in the U.S. Marine Corps base in Quantico. Now, this is important because a lot of people are saying this never ever happened before. And there must be something up that this is happening at this particular moment, as a lot of the details surrounding these type of meetings, these types of addresses were hush-hush. Originally, this was going to be an address by the Secretary of War, used to be called the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, but now Donald Trump is actually joining in and will be speaking to top military personnel that, by the way, have been called off duty in even war zones, which, again, is such a very strange incident here, as some people are saying, oh, it's just going to be a lecture. Well, we'll see. As right now, we are definitely in a very interesting situation internationally, specifically with what's going on with Russia and the United States, NATO. These UAP, UFO drones, just like we saw inside of the northeast of America last year, around the same time, that we still haven't gotten any answers on. Still a major mystery that just somehow magically went away. All of this is happening right now, as some people are saying it is because of the drones. It is because of Russia. It is because of China. It is because of the situation in Taiwan. It is because of Iran. It is because of the situation because of an invasion of Venezuela that's happening soon. Honestly, no one really knows, as I think some people are saying, well, some of this might have to do with not just international type of scenarios and situations, but the unstable kind of domestic situation. As Donald Trump hasn't been making the best of friends with some very powerful forces out there, including the Federal Reserve Chairman, as Donald Trump on his official Truth Social campaign just posted this photo targeting Jerome Powell with a cartoon saying, "You're fired," as there are major battles between him and the Federal Reserve banking system of the United States. Now, Alex Jones had something interesting to say, as there are many high-level indictments happening right now, and he says there's going to be a lot more.
Well, I just talked to very high-level sources inside the White House, and they have confirmed to me that indeed the new prosecutor they've put in Virginia, because the last one was a deep stater, is set to indict Comey, Letitia James, and others.
Who's the others? Well, there's a long list of high-level criminals that have not ever been held accountable for their very egregious illegal actions, especially in Washington, D.C., a place where only justice is politicized, sadly.
And you can guess who those people are. Now, the indictments you'll see within the next 5 days are Letitia James and the disgraced FBI Director James Comey. But then soon after, they already have the grand juries. They've already come back with the indictments. Brennan, Clapper, and of course, Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. When this happens, the rats inside the globalist system are going to run.
Bolton already got his home raided. And listen, if the criminal bureaucratic establishment class sees a bunch of people getting arrested, they're going to freak out and they're going to act very violently. This is where I think the important kind of notion to understand with all of this is.
From the sinking ship ever before. They thought they're invincible. They thought they're above the law. They thought they just had free reign, and you're about to see they don't. They tried to kill Trump twice. They've had a reign of terror against this country. They killed Charlie Kirk. The gloves are off. And I'm told that Kash Patel is actually great, Bongino's great, and that the issue is Pam Bondi. But if Pam Bondi doesn't do her...
That's what I'm hearing also. That's where a lot of the bigger kind of clashes and fights are happening within Trump's administration. And that's why there's a lot of political maneuvering to try to get rid of some of the people and internal media wars. Now, before talking about this and the bigger kind of escalations that are kind of happening domestically with our foreign policy and playing more clips from Alex Jones warning about the false flags that are incoming, we wanted to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that is USGoldMining.us. On September 17th, 2025, the U.S. Federal Reserve announced a new rate cut. Powell's team as chairman of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve expires in May 2026. Trump has already named his short list of advocates that he believes will promote economic growth, and the Treasury Secretary has just stated that the Fed will soon undergo a full overview of its gain of function experimental monetary operations, including QE, climate, and many other ideas that it took on in recent years. Currently, as history is unfolding right now in front of our very eyes with rate cuts, with China and Russia's gold development, I will show you a gold copper company which owns a project with a resource estimate on American soil with a relatively tight share structure of only 12.7 million shares issued and outstanding. Most importantly, the NASDAQ-listed company is a U.S. gold copper development opportunity from start to finish. Check this out. Wall Street's Goldman Sachs just issued a comprehensive report that long gold is a high conviction trade, and history was made when gold finally took out its 1980 inflation-adjusted record high in U.S. dollar terms. For the first time since Goldman Sachs began questioning and surveying gold is the number one trade. Russia and China have been actively building independent gold markets. China has opened its first offshore gold vault in Hong Kong, enabling trade partners with positive yuan balances to convert directly into gold via the Shanghai Gold Exchange, bypassing the U.S. dollar. These immense global structural changes have sent gold soaring, as well as many gold stocks. The GDX index is up 107% in 2025 so far. This is the biggest gold stocks ETF in the world, and this is a comparison to the QQQ, which is up 13%. My point is that the gold sector has massively outperformed the tech sector, and that means that with the recent rate cuts and a 79% probability of another rate cut in October and a 91% probability of a third consecutive one in December, according to the Fed Watch tool, this could be the first time gold stocks bull market in 20 years. For the new bull market, I am profiling a gold copper exploration and development opportunity on U.S. soil. The sponsor of today's video, U.S. Gold Mining Inc., ticker USGO on the NASDAQ. Alaska has been important for Trump's administration. The governor of Alaska has visited U.S. Gold Mining's project and his estimated mineral resource. Whistler is the closest large underdeveloped gold copper exploration project to the main population center of Anchorage. Trump also issued an executive order on day one of his presidency called Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential. The administration then issued a second executive order called Immediate Measures to Increase American Mineral Production. In April 2023, U.S. Gold Mining went public with the symbol USGO on the NASDAQ for $10 a share. The gold price then was just below $2,000 per ounce. Today, gold price has climbed above $3,600 per ounce. The Whistler Project mineral resource estimate comprises 294 million tons of 0.68 grams per ton gold, equivalent for 6.48 million ounces gold equivalent indicated, plus 198 million tons of 0.65 grams per ton gold equivalent for 4.6 million ounces gold equivalent inferred. Another reason why this gets interesting, in my view, is that the company's ownership structure is unique. 78% of the outstanding shares are held by the parent company. One shareholder controls 78% of the shares. Another 4.5% is held by management and insiders. Over 80% of the shares are tightly held. This is exactly what I love seeing. A pivotal catalyst is now underway, which is why between the following aspects of this opportunity, I am telling you about U.S. GoldMining, symbol USGO, on the NASDAQ. 1, historic Fed rate cut cycle commenced. 2, gold's all-time high. 3, Trump's administration has issued 2 executive orders on Alaska, and the state is moving forward with a road system to connect the Whistler Project with Anchorage. And now, U.S. GoldMining has begun the process of an initial economic assessment, also known as PEA, which stands for Preliminary Economic Assessment. The study is preliminary review of economic factors, and the timing couldn't be any better. With gold above $3,600 and copper $4.50 per pound. Do your own extensive research on U.S. GoldMining, symbol USGO, on the NASDAQ. Make sure you review U.S. GoldMining's annual report and other filings with the SEC when you research this opportunity. Thank you for them for working with us, and it's awesome to have actually big companies that are working with us and doing cool projects with us. Now, let's get back to this very serious topic, as a lot of people are saying, well, what in the world is going to happen here? I mean, obviously, the world is very unstable. What's going to be that major kind of catalyst event that's going to tip everything over? Well, who in the world knows, to be honest with you? But right now, we're seeing major events, especially when it comes to what has been happening with James Comey. Roger Stone just posted this saying, James Comey and I were charged with the same exact crime. Why did 29 heavily armed FBI agents storm my house at CNN to arrest me after tipping off CNN, while James Comey still has not voluntarily surrendered for his arrest and has until October 9th to do so? As a lot of people on the right want to make sure that there are going to be consequences for the political lawfare that was committed against them just a few months ago. Now, a lot of people are calling for November 5th to be the next big day of nationwide protests. Now, will that actually happen? What will commence here? Well, that's one thing that Alex Jones is looking at, all of this, as Donald Trump has just now designated Antifa a major terrorist organization. Now, what just happened to Charlie Kirk, with some people on the left celebrating it, it's fair to say, yeah, things are a little bit tumultuous between the left and the right. Now, will that lead to some potential false flags that could erupt into a bigger type of conflict? I hope not, and everything should be done to de-escalate it. But if you're trying to propel a divide and conquer agenda, if you're trying to tip the bucket over, if you're trying to spell everything, if you're trying to say, yeah, let's just go haywire, let's just go all crazy, this is the way to do it. And this is what Alex Jones had to say with Michael Flynn surrounding this particular topic.
If you start seeing all sorts of random violence and events intensifying, all of that is probing, all that is getting law enforcement, everybody just kind of used to this background, so that when the big attacks come, people are caught flat-footed. And so I don't think there's any doubt it's going down.
It's a technique. It's all it is it's called sowing chaos. Okay, sowing chaos, and that's exactly what they're doing.
So what do we do? Chaos. I mean, like you said, Trump needs to convene an emergency meeting, like you said months ago, to demand the indictments when we already have the indictments and the U.S. attorneys are refusing to carry.
Now, how will they push back against Donald Trump? As Andy Nog just now posted a video talking about how there's no games. Federal agents are moving into Portland, and there were reports of federal agents and military personnel being sent into places like Portland in order to deal with Antifa, a new designated type of terror organization. Now, it's a domestic organization, not an international one. A lot of people say Trump didn't go far enough, that there's not fangs enough here. And I think we always got to be careful, especially when it comes to how to deal with this particular situation. As, of course, this is the video that we played in the beginning of today's broadcast as Alex Jones responded to it by saying, staged false flag terror attacks against ICE and the National Guard are the next phase of the Democratic destabilization plan. We saw a major attack on an ICE facility in Dallas that was previously targeted with bomb threats just a few days before that. Then there was another ICE facility that was also targeted with another kind of major incident, also in Texas, also a few days apart. So when we look at these type of events, I hope this is not the case here, but this is definitely developing into something major, into something serious. As, listen, a lot of people are saying the conversation stopped with the passing of Charlie Kirk, right? Sorry, with the left celebrating and cheering the death of Charlie Kirk. The conversation is over for a lot of people, and this is why a lot of people believe Donald Trump is taking the kind of actions that he is. Some people are saying he's too aggressive. Some people say he's not aggressive enough. So far, I think he has definitely shown a lot of restraint personally from my own type of understanding. Now, that's, one potential false flag here that we need to be careful of, because already we are in a very tense situation where everyone's kind of looking at each other and be like, what type of American are you? Like, are you a Tylenol American? Are you a red-blooded American? Are you a hormone SSRI-filled American and seed oil-filled American? Those distinctions are becoming more and more kind of apparent. Now, another thing that I think we should keep on our radar, especially when it comes to potentially why the military is meeting the way that it is with this UAP, UFO type of situation unfolding right now in Europe. Now, again, I'm correlating this with just the very fact of how the conversation between the United States and Russia has escalated severely, and it's getting very serious to the point where it is concerning. Now, I've reported and I've interviewed many top government officials. I interviewed the Defense Secretary of Canada. And he sat down, he was like, yeah, these aliens come in and they stop world wars from happening. Now, are people saying that a world war is going to happen now and that's why the aliens are coming in? That's what some people are being hypothetical about. Does that mean that's the actual case here? I don't know. But there are a bunch of drone incursions, the same kind of drone incursions that occurred over the northeast of the United States that were never fully answered for, that we got lies about. And we still don't know exactly what's going on here as we keep hearing report after report. Unknown drones violating the laws of physics, flying in and out of oceans, transforming, defying the laws of physics, flying all over Europe. 2 new cases happening right now from Finland and Lithuania. There's 3 drone violations reported in Vilnius. Flights are being canceled. Flights are being diverted. Airports are being shut down. Finland just reported that a drone flew over a hydroelectric power plant. And this is the weird part of it. When they were happening in the United States, they were going over power plants. They were going over nuclear reactors. We had the governor of Louisiana come out and was like, yeah, they're just over our nuclear reactors. We don't know what they are, who they are, what's going on here. There's that. As Sergei Lavrov came out and says pretty much NATO has declared war against Russia. Are they Russian drones, Chinese drones, advanced tech drones, UAP drones, interdimensional people drones? Who knows? As the timeline of all of this kind of unfolding here has a mismatch of Russian drones and these new drones that we don't know anything about. First, it began in Poland, August 20th. A drone exploded over in Lublin. September 10th, Russian massive drone incursion. Now in Norway, it happened, but these are different types of drones that happened in Latvia. Estonia, it was Russian MiG fighter jets. Romania, it was Russian drones. Now, what's happening in Denmark and Germany, this is the real hallmarker. This is where it kind of begins. September 22nd, September 26th, just a few days ago. We were right on it. I was on top of it. I was paying attention to it like white on rice because this is weird stuff. Germany, September 26th. Several drones spotted over Schulingen, Holstentin, Denmark. 22nd. Copenhagen's airport closed due to drones. And again, it just happened again and again and again. There's also reports of it happening in France over U.S. military hardware and installations, by the way. What the crap is going on there? Now, Estonia is claiming to have actually taken down one of these unidentified drones, allegedly. There's video footage of the United States shooting a cruise missile at one of these like drones. And then the cruise missile, bumps off. The sphere object breaks up into little small pieces and then kind of comes together around it. Why are we shooting hypersonic missiles at it? We don't know what it is. Let's just blow it up. Why? Why are we sending cruise missiles? As Germany now is considering changing its laws for safety protocols to make sure that they could shoot down these drones that are over their critical infrastructure. They're over their power plants, by the way. Not a lot of power plants in Germany since they kind of got rid of all of them by themselves idiotically. Poland just shut down airports. NATO went on high alert yesterday. We have UK, British fighter jets flying over in Poland as Poland, UK, and the United States have announced that they're going to shoot down Russian drones and military aircraft that go into its airspace. Now, Ukraine has just announced that they've received Patriot anti-aircraft systems from Israel, as the Russian Air Force has been flying some of their planes over in the Baltic Sea. As again, NATO high alert. It's just a cat and mouse game. It's just a big saber rattle. Now, we're also getting reports that Sweden and Finland deployed a brigade near the border of Russia. And again, you just see full military buildup, as Alex Jones even kind of went on and talked about the full invasion is going to come from Latin America. And, quote, this is why Trump is so keen on Venezuela. Now, is that exactly what's happening here? Because of a civil war invasion? I think it has more to do with Venezuela having some of the biggest energy resources in the world, personally. When do we care about, like, traffic? Like, no. It's all, listen, let's just be real with ourselves. It's all about energy. All right? It's all about oil. As Miss Fupa Queen there hobbles around. Goodness gracious. We're living in some very interesting times. And I think it's only fair to say that things will get more wild from here. But I wanted to leave the question to you. What do you think is going to be the next type of major event? Will it be false flags against ICE facilities? Alien, UFOs, UAPs, or war? Those three options. Let me know down in the comment section below. Plus 1, 2, or 3 for which one do you believe is actually happening. Thank you again for our sponsor for working with us. Again, I've been talking about gold for like 17, 18 years now. And listen, I like it. Check out the sponsor in the description below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys subscribing, companies working with us, and we can't thank them enough. We can't thank them enough. We can't thank you enough. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.